Apologize for being late. Our executive session went a little longer than we anticipated. It is 1:47. We will continue our meeting in public session. We had started the meeting in executive session at 1 o'clock as posted on our agenda. As a reminder, this meeting is being recorded for public viewing by Area 58. The recording is not considered an official record of the board. The approved minutes of the meeting will serve as the official record of the proceedings. The first item on our agenda, well, before we get started, can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So, item number one on our agenda was an update on the SLT earth removal situation that has been postponed indefinitely. We had a meeting that was continuation of our hearing with them was canceled approximately 2 weeks ago. There's really no update on that situation right now. It's going to be continued again indefinitely. Town council is working with their council on some details of the permitting process. So nothing to report at this time. Next item on the agenda was a presentation from Community Paradigm. Mr. Lynch is here representing Community Paradigm. They were our vendor that we hired to conduct the search for our next town administrator, and so he's here today, fresh off of vacation, looking tanned and rested with a presentation. So I'll turn it over to him.
Thank you. Would you like me to stand, sit?
Microphone's right over there.
Yeah, microphone's right here. So as long as you're within earshot of that one on the table there.
Okay, great. Yeah. I will. Let me do this as quickly, as easily as possible.
Sure.
Tell you a little bit about our process and how we got to where we are today, and then we can talk about the finalists that you have. As was pointed out, you engaged with us to do this search, and by way of background, Community Paradigm is the most active municipal recruiting firm in the Commonwealth. We've done over the last roughly 10 years about 130 town manager, town administrative searches, which I think gives us a good background with regards to understanding the market, understanding how to work with communities, and most importantly perhaps how to help find candidates. So when we first were engaged by the town of Plympton, first thing we did was we came in, contacted a variety of people, including members of the board, to get their perspective on what the issues are facing the town and what the skill set that you're looking for in filling this position. We also gathered information from various records of the town, reports of the town, to create a position statement that we use to help us assess candidates, but also obviously use it as a marketing tool so that we can get that out onto the street to try to build up the largest and strongest pool that we can for the communities that we're working with. We had that in place. The board approved that. We advertised the position through the Massachusetts Municipal Association, the Beacon, their newsletter. We also advertised in the International City and County Management Association, which is more of a national organization. Not necessarily that we're trying to pull people in from California, but we often find people from other parts of the country who may have roots here in Massachusetts or in neighboring states that have backgrounds that match what a particular community is looking for. So we use that tool as well. In addition to that, those are sort of ways that, as one community told us, we like the fact that you know how to trap people through advertisements, but what we really like is the way that you hunt for people. So we make it a real effort to go out and find people to apply for these positions. We have a database of about 400 people that we're working with or are familiar with, including all the municipal managers in the state. a variety of department heads, a number of people that have gone through the MMA, Suffolk University graduate certificate program in local government management, to try to build up, again, some interest in the position, bring that pool together. We think that's important because it's increasingly difficult to fill many of these positions. So a real proactive approach to try to get people interested and get people to contact us to understand what the town of Plympton is all about, we think is very important. It's a real, whether it's Community Paradigm or another search firm, the fact that people can call up and ask about the community and get information about the position, we think is very helpful. In addition to that, we go out and beyond just reaching out to that database through whatever means necessary, postings, various job announcements. We also really go out and contact people one-on-one, have meetings with them, conversations on the phone, whatever the means necessary to get them interested in the position. The result of all that in the town of Plympton was you had a really, I would call it a robust group of candidates. We had 30 people apply for the position. Most had municipal experience at some level. We also had a number of people who did not have municipal experience, but we put everyone into that pool so that the screening committee could take a look at the resumes, look at the background information, and make a real solid judgment on who should move forward in the process. So when we look at some of the other communities that have been in this region, that have been looking at for people to fill these positions, 30 applicants, I think 18 of whom had some municipal experience and understand many of the issues that are facing a municipality. We felt good about that. We just completed a search over the town of Swansea, a little bit more challenging perhaps because of their location on the Rhode Island border. They had, I believe, 13 applicants. The town of Westport, also a little bit more challenging. I think we had 16 or 17 there. So we felt good about the pool of candidates you had. We met with the screening committee. I'd like to compliment the board on the choices you made of your screening committee. All of the members, the 7 members of your screening committee, came in fully engaged, interested in the process, and interested in making the best possible selections. Over the course of a couple of hours plus, they'd already had the resumes in hand before we met. They came in, we had a really robust conversation about the candidates. They agonized over who to bring forward, who not to bring forward, and ultimately they selected 7 candidates that they were interested in interviewing. And then over the course of 2 evenings, we conducted those interviews. The result of which was that we have 4 finalists that we have for you to bring forward for interviews. So I do have, I guess I should probably add that beyond just handing you off the background material of those 4 candidates, something that we do that we think is important is we don't wait until after a selection is made then to conduct a background check. We certainly leave open the possibility of doing further background checks as needed, but we try to get a hold. We do query checks, we do employment verifications, we do, we look at their education and try to check on that. But most importantly, I guess, is we talk to people who know these people. We do that in the background before it even gets to the screening committee in many cases. But once we get the finalists in place, we make the effort to go out and speak to the references and people that know them. And we spend, I think our interviews lasted about an hour with each one of the candidates. We spend probably somewhere in the vicinity of 3 to 4 hours talking to references. And the comments that we received are summarized in the report that I just handed to you. So you have, again, it helps us sort of identify any problems with candidates. I'm happy to say that over the course of all of our searches, we've only had a couple of cases where we've had problems that have arisen. But what's most important is by giving you that information, by giving you that report, we're giving you information about the strengths and weaknesses of the candidates, as well as the types of projects that they've worked on, which then can help you in understanding the candidates and can help you in the interview process to be able to dig in as you see fit to drill down onto a particular topic. So you'll know what candidates have done with regards to municipal finance, with collective bargaining, with grants, with major project administration, with citizen relations. All of that, hopefully all of that is concluded within the reference comments that we received. Okay, we have that. So, the 4 candidates in alphabetical order. The first one is Christine D. Moranville. Christine is currently the treasurer-collector for the city of Taunton and has held that position now for over 4 years. Prior to that, she held a number of positions in the banking world, working for a couple of financial institutions in customer relations, marketing, but also in investment strategies. So she comes with a finance background, a marketing background, and over the course of the last 4+ years, she's involved in municipal finance, grant administration, as well as economic development. Because the role of city collector and treasurer has been brought into the management team within the city of Taunton, and so she's been involved in some of the economic development issues that the city of Taunton is facing. She has a Bachelor of Science from Providence College, well-regarded higher education institution. She's currently working on her MCPPO designation, which some of the candidates have that, some do not, but as you know, that's something that someone will need to have or should have once they assume the position or in the position for a short period of time, so that they understand laws regarding municipal procurement. So that's Christine D. Moran. The second is someone who you know, Robert Fennessy. Bob, as you know, is the current interim town administrator here in Plympton. He also served in similar roles in the town of Halifax. He was in the town of Carver, he was the town administrator for 2 years. He's also part of the Capital Strategic Solutions, a municipal consulting firm working on a variety of projects here in the Commonwealth. He's been the town administrator in Kingston, as well as the town of Boylston, and has his own law practice. He also had been a selectman in the town of Plympton. He holds his law degree from UMass Law, Master of Education Public Administration from BU, and a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice from Northeastern University. Did I miss anything, Bob? The third candidate is Heather Hamilton. Heather has currently been working in Brookline Interactive Group. Brookline has a very active public access and organization, being a very large community of about 70,000 people. So she's been involved in as director of operations of that organization, which is their cable access. She had served for 6 years as the select board, as a member of the select board in the town of Brookline, and dealt with a number of issues there. The role of the select board chair in Brookline is a little bit different than other municipal organizations. Given its size and given its current form of government, there's quite a bit of activity that goes with that position. She served as the chair of that. Prior to that, she was with the BSC Group as a project manager and lead for their grant programs. And prior to that, she was with Mass DOT as the director of highway maintenance for the Commonwealth. She also has worked with the Amtrak Police Department and the Federal Aviation Administration. She has her master's degree from Harvard University, her Master of Public Policy from George Mason, and a Bachelor of Arts from Ithaca College. And the last applicant. Sydney Viveros is currently the assistant town accountant in the town of Lakeville. She's been working on a variety of finance matters there with regards to their financial operations. She also she's held a position with the town of Acushnet as continues to serve in that role with their golf management advisory committee. That stems from her prior experience as an executive administrative assistant for the town of Acushnet, for the select board and town administrator. And prior to that, she was with Meditech as an implementation specialist. She has her bachelor's degree from Providence College, from Salve Regina, and she is currently enrolled at Roger Williams in their MPA program, Public Administration program, and she just recently completed the MMA Suffolk University Certificate Program in Local Government Management, a graduate certificate program that is run through Suffolk University and the MMA. Those are your 4 candidates that the screening committee selected from the 7 candidates they interviewed, from the 30 candidates that applied for the position.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you very much.
And I stand ready to, I know you just got this, so you probably don't have any questions yet, but, oh, maybe you do.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll
I
wait.
was going to say, I'm available by phone, email, prior to your interviews, with anything that you want to talk about with regards to the candidates, lines of questioning that you feel are important, and then obviously if after the interviews, if there's anything you want to discuss, I'm also available for that. Okay. I did prepare for you, prepared to provide to you an interview guide that you can use or not use. You may have your own set of questions that you want to use. But these are sort of broken down into various topic areas, potential questions, and then probes that could, suggested probes or ideas of probes that you can then use to dig into those topic areas. That's it. I'm done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you have a question?
I had a couple quick questions. The first candidate, Christine D. Moranville.
Yes.
You said she's working on the MCPPO.
Just working on that.
How far out is that?
Oh, it's MCPPO has changed a bit from years ago, where you had to go into a class in Boston. Now it's all done online. So it's I think has 1 or 2 modules left, and I would think that she could probably have that done within the next couple months.
Okay, so it's not
And,
long.
and again, I think it's I would say it's important to note that even if they don't necessarily have the MCPPO, all of the candidates are familiar with Chapter 30B, Chapter 149, and the procurement laws of the Commonwealth. And again, it used to be a more challenging process to get the MCPPO designation because it did require going to classes outside of the town. Now it's all done online, so it's much easier to get that.
And so you had 30 people apply
Yes.
throughout the process, and so of those 30, did you present all 30 to the screening committee?
I did.
And how much, at what point in the process did your background checks start? Did you start all the background checking before you even presented the 30, or did you whittle anything?
I provide whatever information I have regarding the candidates, particularly with the candidates that have municipal experience so that we can dig into what they know. It's harder to get that. Keep in mind, all the people that applied for this position did so in confidence. So we promise them that their current employer will not know that they're out looking for a position.
That's understandable.
And so we're somewhat limited in what we can track down prior to that. But what we do know is a number of these candidates have been through similar processes, or we're familiar with because of what we do, we're familiar with anything that's out there on these candidates.
Okay,
So we give that up front with the screening committee, and always, again, leave open the possibility that we can dig into further questions. So we had a number of candidates that applied, that, we provided information to the screening committee. They brought some of those people in, and others, based on the information that we provided, they were not brought forward.
Okay,
If
thank
a
you.
candidate has a checkered past with regards to the positions that they've held, we try to bring that information to the screening committee.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Smith, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Hold on just a second. We have a member of the screening committee present. I don't know if you, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I don't know if you want to add anything about your thoughts on the process, or?
I was impressed with the process and with Mr. Lynch and all the work that he had done in preparation. And I thought that the committee was pretty active, cohesive, and really came to, a joint agreement on what we presented today. It was a good committee. I was thankful that you put me on it.
Thank you for serving on behalf of the town.
Yes, Amy Cronin. I just had a question. I'm asking a couple of times and I don't have a clear answer. It was my understanding that of the 30 candidates, there were some that were presented as sort of the wheat and a group that was the chaff. So was it split into the top candidates and the others through your group before it was presented to the selection committee?
I would say that it was provided as the strong group and non-strong group.
Sure, but you can call it whatever you like, but two groups,
Well,
right?
I think we use words for purposes.
Sure.
So I want to be clear on that.
Sure.
Is people who were more closely met the qualifications and skill set that were identified in the position statement. Those that were somewhat met those, and others that some had extremely strong backgrounds, but didn't match the requirements of the position, and we segment by that. We have had, by way of experience, in this particular case, we had people that were, people talked about out of all the groups. I can't, not getting into all the details of everyone. They didn't just go with the straight municipal, they looked at others as well and brought those in. I've had other communities, we always make it, unless the board tells us up front, either A, in cases where there isn't a screening committee and just leaves it to us to do, which some communities have done, or a case where the board says, you select the semifinalists and let the screening committee interview those. In every other case, we bring all resumes to the committee and let them choose. In some cases, in some communities, they have gone outside of that segmentation to those that don't necessarily match, and they have moved forward to interview.
Okay, so the group that you put forth that matched it most closely, what was the number of that group? Was that the group of 7 that you mentioned?
Let me interrupt there. I think with all due respect, that's getting outside the scope of this meeting. Mr. Lynch was hired to do a job. He did a job
Oh,
with the
okay, I thought-
with the blessing of the selectmen, and I think we're satisfied with the results.
So as the public, we don't get information on that process?
I think he provided the information of the process, and the selectmen have provided the information on the process as well previously.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else to do?
Oh, the only other question, I guess, is when you're interested in moving forward with.
I was going to say, obviously, we just received the information, 20 minutes ago, so I think we'll need to
Okay.
digest it individually, and then we'll get together as a group and decide on next steps, and I'll be in touch with you, and we can plan that together.
All right, that's great.
Thank you for your time.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the status of the public building water supply, and I think, Bob, were you going to discuss that?
Yeah, so we're going to go with, so item 3 and item 4 are related. I'll start with item 4. It's on the status of the public building water supply project. This has been put together, an RFQ, request for qualifications for designer, It went live last Thursday in the Central Register for the Commonwealth, and also in last Friday's paper and the Friday prior. It's been advertised. So it's met all the advertising requirements of the RFQ. It's with the, well, it'll be with the clerk's office, as well as we're getting inundated with calls and requests for it. I think last I counted, there were 19 already, and it only went live on Thursday. So that's a good thing, that we'll have to be able to pick from all these groups. The opening of the closing basically is July 16th, not the 13th, the 16th, to meet all the requirements of timing. And it looks positive that it can be done within the time frame to the end of December, because that's the key here to get the opera money released for it. It has to be done by the end of this year. So we're moving quickly on that. The second part of this, and number 3, is designer RFQ, adopt the written procedures. So we have put together an updated written procedures and how we're going to pick the qualifications of the groups and the ones who applied. And that's like a 3-page document. It'll be put within the request for qualifications, sent out to all the people who request the packet. So once that's done, we'll get it to the board. This we have to vote on, have the board vote on, to adopt these written qualifications. So if somebody wants to.
Yeah, just by way of further clarification, since the Board of Selectmen is overseeing the project now, while there's a temporary pause on the Town Properties Committee, we're putting these procedures in place, the designer selection procedures, which will cover not only this project, but any projects going forward as well. So, did you two get an opportunity to review these procedures, or no? Do we need to?
I did not.
Okay, all right, so we'll probably need to wait until next time, or is that going to be a problem?
We might have to set another meeting then.
Okay, that's fine.
Shortly,
Okay,
just to do that.
yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, so give the fellow board members an opportunity to review the procedures, and then we will take a vote to adopt those at a subsequent meeting. Anything else on that one?
Nope. That's,
Okay, thank you. Item 5 on the agenda is an update from the fire chief regarding ambulance rates. Chief Duddy's unavailable at the moment, but I see she sent, well, I assume, oh, you're not here? Oh, sorry.
No apologies.
I just assumed you were here because of that. Okay.
I just don't want to lay it down.
Again? Okay, my apologies, Captain Schuss. We have written policies. Basically, what this is, it's a occasional, probably annual review of the ambulance rates that we charge for the services rendered by our Emergency Services Department. There are current rates that have been in effect currently, and there are proposed increases based on historical data and insurance reimbursement. So I know typically we bill at the maximum allowable by law, which is what most communities do, and obviously it maximizes our reimbursement rate. So I'm comfortable accepting a motion to accept these proposed rates, or we can defer that as well to the next meeting.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. What do you want to make a motion? I'll make a motion to accept the rates as proposed on a memoranda dated June 29th, 2026 from Cheryl Duddy, Fire Chief. Just to read these into the record, the proposed rate schedule for basic life support services, current rate is $1,750, $1,750. Proposed rate is $2,500, which is a roughly 43% increase. Advanced life support level 1 service, current rate is $2,450, proposed $2,800, that's a 14% increase. ALS 2 Current rate is $2,900, proposed rate is $3,900, that's roughly 35% increase. And then mileage per loaded mile, which I assume if you're carrying somebody? Yeah, okay. Current rate is $40, proposed rate is $55, that's a 37.5% increase. And there's further clarification here. ALS 1 is a paramedic performed an assessment or at least one advanced intervention, for example, an IV, a medication, or similar paramedic level skill during the call. It gets bumped up to ALS level 2 if the patient's condition required either 3 or more separate medication administrations via IV or more invasive procedures such as cardiac monitoring with defibrillation, cardioversion, et cetera. So that's the difference between the two advanced levels. So we have a motion, yes, comments?
I just want to clarify something.
Sure.
So the town hasn't increased these rates for the past 3 years.
Oh, thank
So
you, yes.
it looks like a big jump, but it's going by the recommendation of Pro EMS, who's a billing company that handles many cities and towns, and they're seeing these rates as the current average rates.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. We have a motion that's been made and seconded. Any
Second.
further discussion?
Nope.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 6 is a discussion about committee liaisons. We discussed briefly at our last meeting the desire to have liaisons one from each active committee in the town, and have a representative from the board act as their go-to if they have any questions or concerns. The suggestion at the time was to have the three of us express our interest to Mr. Fennessy, because he's been away and because we haven't really had time to think about it. We're going to postpone this for now and put that off. And again, I'll ask my fellow selectmen to pass along any specific interest they have to Bob, and then we will work on finalizing this at our next meeting. Item 7 is an update to the old townhouse maintenance, and Bridget has
Yes, so I met with
Need your
Alan
mic.
Wheelock.
You need your mic.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty loud, though.
Just don't want the pleasure.
Yeah. You want to sing? I met with Alan Wheelock, so we found that there was some money that was in CPC that had been approved for the building, and we have a few things of a floor that needs to get replaced, a front door, and some lighting. We got the quotes for these things, and there is enough money that could cover some of them. The door was $1,200, the floor, to replace the floor upstairs was a little between $4,500 and $5,000, to put a nice laminate flooring that was down, and some light fixtures that would go over the front of the front door, which just now has an old-fashioned light on it. So would light up the parking lot a little bit better since we disconnected that big light that was floodlight that was on the building and was keeping everybody up that lives near it. So Alan is going to present these to the committee, and he's also going to look in, because he is on the Historical Society as well, on how he has to recuse himself in some way. So that was going to be it for that, but we're going to move along with.
So the lighting's not only for security, but also for
No,
safety reasons?
Since they're going to be doing the front door over, and the front door would be opening. Right now, it's an emergency exit. Like I said, it's just a small, simple light that you'd have at the outside of your house. This would be a little bit each side of the door, something hanging over the door, and it would fit into the building itself. And then possibly to have something that would blend in on the side parking lot, that if you're looking to the building, it would be onto the right of it. There's a small parking area that's there. We have tried to put in some lights along the ramp and things like that. And, you know, it gets dark in the fall at 4:30, so. And these the lighting could be on a timer, which would work out great.
Okay. Great, thank you. We have a couple of appointments to discuss. The first is for Amy Cronin to be appointed to the Bylaw Review Committee for an indefinite period.
I'm just that good.
Do we have that? I'll make a motion to appoint Mrs. Cronin to the Bylaw Review Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're in. Thank you.
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely, yeah. And then secondly, we have the discussion to extend the agreement with the interim town administrator, extend his contract to, which currently runs through the end of this week, through August 15th, until we decide to extend it again, I guess. Any discussion on that? I'll make that motion. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Fennessy. Town administrators' updates, are there any? No, you're just back from vacation?
Just, yeah, so we're going to defer those to next
Okay,
meeting.
fair enough, fair enough.
I can say there was one thing that's not on this agenda, and it was our warrants.
Oh, yes, okay. Yeah, do
Noticed
you have
that.
a report on warrants?
I do.
Okay.
So we paid $6,053.83. And that was our Sarian water, our phone system. Sunrise Garden was gracious enough to plant our beautiful flowers in the front and is doing the maintenance on them as well. So they look great. And
Was it Sunrise or Falconer at the time?
no, this was Sunrise.
Still Sunrise, okay. I just want to make sure I give proper credit.
Yes.
What am I gonna do?
So, and she's been, they're beautiful, we've already gotten compliments on them. Our Verizon, we had an invoice for Western Mass Electric that was for the fire department. So there was an emergency that was done there. There was some exposed copper conductors powering the mini-split unit in the back of the fire department. The conductors were installed inside of PVC conduit. During temperature changes, this is an update from the electrician. PVC conduit will shrink and expand, pulling conduit out of the connectors or pulling down the boxes and disconnecting the equipment. In order to prevent this from happening again, they removed the PVC conduit and old disconnect, installed new metal conduit and rain-tight fittings. The new conductors are inside the conduit, and a new metal disconnect was installed opposed to the previous plastic. So that was a little bit of an emergency invoice that came through. So thank you to Western Mass for coming out the following day.
And sort of along those lines, we are in receipt of a couple of proposals from different plumbing contractors that were provided to the Recreation Department. This involves the water service that's caused us to be cited by the state, one of the citations. So we will be reviewing those and probably make a decision at our next meeting. Correspondence.
We have a request from Mike Slauson at the library to use the meeting room here for an animal show that he would like to do July 11th. And that would be, request time 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So they'll use the room here.
Live animals?
What kind of animals?
Live animals.
Has he filled out the?
Yes, he did.
and everything? Okay.
We could get
You in the
that.
cleanup form?
Yeah.
Just gonna throw it out there.
They're live.
I know as the new guy, I get invited to a lot of things. Do I have to go to this thing too?
You're on cleanup.
Bring a shovel.
We've had, it's probably gonna be like a snakes, I don't know,
Oh, boy.
things in a cage, I don't know, leash, yeah. I won't be
Could
here,
have said puppies.
then everybody would come in Plympton.
Do we want more information, or are we good with this?
No, we're good. He's done it before here, and the kids all loved it. So no.
Do we need to take a vote? Okay, I don't think so. No?
Yeah, all right. You have to take it out?
Yeah.
Huh?
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the application for use of the townhouse for an animal show.
Second.
Thank you. To be held on July 11th at 4
Yes.
PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's approved. And is that our only, we were in receipt of a complaint, correct? We had a complaint that was filed by a town citizen against the
Yes.
town employee. That was forwarded on to the Board of Health for follow-up. So
Yes.
we want to acknowledge receipt of the complaint, and it will be dealt with by the Board of Health.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, that was at the.
Okay. And do we have any minutes? We don't have any minutes to approve,
No,
so that'll
no.
be next time
No,
too.
no, no.
Okay. Any comments by any of my peers here?
Well, for the lack of the obvious, it's hot during the summer and it's cold during the winter, but we're heading into a very hot week. And I do appeal to everybody to kind of look out for the neighbors and also for anybody who is compromised or otherwise in the community. Just keep an eye on it because it is definitely going to hit, I believe, a peak of that wave on Wednesday and then towards the end of the week. I don't want to throw the captain on any type of a, spot, but since you're here, I know in the past, sometimes the fire and police have been involved in cooling stations and so forth, and I don't know where that is at that point, but obviously reaching out if there are any issues or otherwise. We have a very tight-knit community and a lot of people who will step up to help out, which is one of the strengths of Plympton, so would like to see everybody kind of checking in on the people. I know it sounds a little bit redundant every year when we say, okay, well, the sun's out and it's hot and it's actually the summertime, but it does bear being spoken about, so.
Well said, thank you. Mr. Cadigan?
Just on something that Dana said, I'd just like to commend anybody in town, and I see like Amy and Marilyn here that volunteer their time constantly for the town. I'd just like to commend that and appreciate that you do it and everybody else that does it as well, and we implore more people to get involved, and whether it's a committee or anything like that, or just simply doing something productive in town. I, for one, appreciate it. I'm sure I speak for everybody else. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, and just kind of continuing on that theme, I think most of us, all of us have seen what has happened the past couple of weeks with visitors from other countries coming to our area in support of their World Cup teams, and it's been kind of fun to see our country, our area, our culture through their eyes, and it's been eye-opening a little bit. It's been refreshing to see, and I think as we're heading into this holiday week, 250th celebration for our country, we should all take a moment to be thankful for what we have and to appreciate it, because it's been reminded to us that, for all of our problems and differences, it is a pretty special place to be. So let's appreciate it. And with that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Thank
So
you.
moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I know, I got to get that right. I got the wording right. 2:30, we're done. Thank you very much, everyone.